You're listening to She's the Business podcast. Well, hello there. So I thought that this would be a useful time to do a short episode on my predictions for marketing your business in 2022. What's changed in business environment in the online space? What's going to be new this year? What will we see more of? What are we going to see less of? So that you can, really think about how you're going to approach your marketing this year and stay ahead of the train. Stay ahead of everybody else, of course. That's what it's about. So stay tuned. Hi, I'm your host, Jessica Osborne, and in my 23 years of business and marketing, I've built many brands to become multi-billion-dollar companies. And just in the last 10 years, I've built 2 online businesses of my own from my dining room table with 2 little babies running around at my feet. I've made it my mission to inspire you to get out of your own way and become the successful business owner who's living the lifestyle you really desire without all the hustle. This is She's the Business podcast, made by women for women. This is your weekly dose of motivation and inspiration. Okay, let's dive into these predictions. Now, some of the factors that are leading into me talking about these predictions is that we have been seeing over the last few years definitely a big increase in the number of people starting an online business, and in particular in services. So yes, there's lots of small product maker type businesses, but if you're in the creative services space, similar to me, you've come out of marketing, communications, design industries where you provide services to other businesses, then there's so many more of us every day getting rid of the 9-to-5 and deciding to start a consultancy or a freelance business of our own, be our own boss, have our own hours, work for ourselves. Really everybody is seeking that lifestyle with freedom and flexibility that we can live on our own terms, and we're not tied into some, old traditional workplace style. Really the millennials, the new generations are saying no, more and more to that. And so many more of us, even, my generation, I'm one of the last Gen Xers, being a late 70s baby. But, we've been saying no to this as well. And some of us have kind of found it out through the time of becoming parents, and we figure out, hey, the traditional workplace isn't really designed to support us in being able to, have a really inspiring, impactful career and also work and run a family. That's kind of what's happening in the environment. So, of course, we're seeing a marketplace that's getting more crowded. And what that means, yes, there's more competition, but at the same time, there's also more clients because all of these small businesses need help as well. So we don't have to worry about there's not going to be enough to go around, or that, we need to fight other people to win clients. No, there's plenty to go around for everybody. However, what we do need to understand is one of the big changes and big differences here is the selection. The choice is so great. We've got choice in every decision, choice in every type of provider that we might want to work with for every single thing we're doing in our business. And what that means is when we've got a lot of choice, we're looking for the best fit. We're looking for the ones that work the best, obviously are there and really understand us. They seem like they know our business intimately, even before we've made contact or met. And this is why you can probably tell I'm getting into the topic of specialization. So the bigger the market, the more players in the market, the more specialized we need to be in order to stand out to the right clients in our business. And that's going to be a really key theme that is going to become more and more and more important. The people who do adopt this attitude of really owning their unique value, building authority and claiming a specialization, because that's how you build authority. You can't build authority as just a generalist who says something general like, I support businesses with marketing. Well, you don't have any authority unless you've been building that for the last 30 years. Maybe you're Seth Godin or somebody like that. But for the rest of us who, we've come out, we've probably got a great career behind us where we've been general in our jobs. That is like a death sentence if you want to do that in your business. So we need to stop thinking that we can do everything. Stop thinking that your business is the same thing as being an employee in a business, because it absolutely is not. To market and sell yourself as a service provider, you need to be getting really specific. If you don't, you're not standing out in this crowded marketplace, and your ideal clients are not able to see you for who you are, for the value that you bring, and they can't really select that you're the right fit for them. And trust me, they are definitely looking for the right fit. Just think about the last time that you went to hire either a supplier or even to buy something. You're looking for, no, this one, they're made for me. This is for exactly who I am, for what I'm struggling with. As soon as you start seeing anything along those lines, you're at least paying attention. Then you're still going to read a bit more and decide whether you do want to buy that or not. But if you're not instantly realizing that this is relevant for you, you're already back to the search. You've gone. You're lost in a second. So if you are wanting to have a business where you're attracting and growing clients, and you're doing this without needing to rely on a referral network, where people are finding you online, they're seeking you out, they're booking in sessions with you, discovery calls, without knowing about you or having heard about you from someone else, then you need to be really clear and specific so that they can understand, not just you as well. So that is, for me, a massive theme. We're going to see more players in the market, more and more and more. The US is talking about the Great Resignation, and guess what? Guess where all those people are going? Yep, into online business, because we want flexibility, we want to work remotely, we want to travel when we're allowed. Of course, we want all of those things. We want our cake, we want to eat it too. And these days, and the new generations 100% believe you can do that. And why not? That's exactly what I set out to create as well. So specialization, absolutely critical. And we're going to see that the people who do it, becoming more and more successful, and the ones who don't, trying out, they might be pitching themselves on sites like Upwork, trying to get onto directories and trying to be sort of putting out proposals. The thing is, and I used to be the person who sat in the business receiving proposals and deciding which agencies I was going to hire or which contractors. If your proposal is generalistic, it just talks a lot of fluff and blah, blah, blah about what you do and a whole big, long list of services, you're not standing out. You're not standing out as the right person. You're actually, the eyes glaze over before we've even looked through the first page, because it just doesn't seem relevant to what it is that we're specifically looking for. And trust me, when we're looking for something, we are looking for something specific. No one's there just in general thinking, gosh, I wish I had some general marketing help. The person that's thinking that, they're not going to be a great client. They've got no idea what's going on. Whereas you want a high value client that's going to give you work that excites you, that inspires you, that motivates you every day, and is well paid as well. Because guess what? A general dog's body person doing some kind of general services or just doing tasks at that, really low freelancer zone, that's not high paid income. That's trading your time for money. So you are basically back in the employee space. Freelancer, you're basically just being an employee who's working for yourself with no safety or security of a job. You can transition from being a freelancer into being an actual business owner. Position yourself in the market, actually claim and own your worth, your value. Know what it is that you bring and communicate it. And the only way you can do that is by starting with your specialization. So that is, for me, a major one. We're going to see as well a lot more businesses, we're looking for the human connection, especially with services. Products as well, we're loving to see the founder behind the brand, but in services in particular, when you're buying a service, you're actually working with somebody who's going to deliver something for you. And I think we're all feeling and realizing that cultural fit is something that's not just important within your own team, but it's also really important with who you're working with as a contracted supplier, service provider, resource. So that's why, hiding behind a business brand and not sharing, not bringing yourself out and really thinking about your personal brand and how that relates to and connects to your business brand, you're really missing a big trick, because people like to reach out to people who feel human, that they feel an affinity with, that they feel a connection to. We tend to, as humans, it's kind of what drives us instinctually. We'll instinctually like someone or dislike them. We might not be able to put our fingers on why. We'll just be like, yeah, I just feel like I like this person. I like what they say. I like how they say it. And it's really hard to do that when you're trying to hide behind a brand, a logo that's not human. So we're going to see a lot more businesses and business brands getting human, getting real, being real people. With all of our flaws, we're going to be flawsome and wonderful. We're going to get online. We're going to talk to people. So, we're going to see a lot less of what I would call the boring, just non-personal corporate speak. What we used to do, what I used to churn out back in the days when I worked in businesses as head of marketing, my marketing team, we would churn out all sorts of, highly professional looking marketing pieces of collateral, whatever we did, ads, emails, it all had a real kind of barrier between the user and us, because we were talking as a business and not talking as a person to person. This trend has obviously been going for a few years, but I think this year we're going to see it even more. We're really going to see a lot of small businesses leveraging the amazing opportunity and advantage that we have to let people get to know us. And we're going to be seeing a lot of big businesses trying really hard to do the same, because they can see straight away the amazing results and potential that we're able to get purely because we have a real human connection going on. I don't know how many of my clients, when they've had their first discovery call with me, have actually said, wow, I feel like I already know you. And, they're on the call with me. It's not awkward or weird or strange. They actually feel like they already know me. And why is that? It's because I'm not afraid to share things about myself. I'm out there, I'm talking, I'm communicating. And it's not about getting on the marketing hamster wheel and just pumping out as much content as you can and, doing reels where you're dancing and pointing at words, that type of thing. Like, absolutely, you can do that if you want, you do you. But it's really about that. You do you. Do what suits you. Do what feels good to you. But get out there and don't be afraid of it. People aren't judging you anything like you're judging yourself. Right now, that's the biggest thing that's stopping you, is the judgments that you have on yourself. And, I think in one of my more recent episodes, if you go back a couple, I did one on how your self-judgment is really holding you back. So if that sort of struck a chord with you, then I advise you to just jump back after this episode and check that one out as well, and see whether that can bring you some advice on how you can flip that perspective, because you are your own worst critic 100%, and there's only good and benefit to be gained from really starting to develop that personal brand part of your business and get yourself out there. So we will see more human connection, less, stuffy corporate professionalness, even from the big businesses. They're going to be trying really hard not to look like that and to look like real humans. We're also going to be seeing more, real life connections. And what's completely generating this is platforms like TikTok, obviously now on Instagram with the Reels. We're just seeing a lot more content that's not highly tailored, as in it hasn't been in the planning for weeks and weeks and weeks, and it's all set up and staged and all of that. We're actually seeing more completely on the fly, raw, real content. And we find it so much more engaging and interesting because it's not scripted. It's not, it hasn't been produced so that all of the real human factor has sort of been taken out of it. No, it's almost the opposite. So I think we're going to see a lot more of that across all the different ways that we connect with people, on our websites, in email, a lot more just being real and being personal and not trying to be something that we're not. So I'm saying more real people, less fake people. And probably along those same lines, more humor. We can all have a good laugh at ourselves. And gosh, after the last couple of years, don't we need a laugh? We do. We've had all the fear mongering, all of the, the serious conversations and everything that's been going on. It's felt heavy, hasn't it? When we've been listening to all the news and all of the bad stories and traumas and dramas that's been going on around the world, it can feel like a really heavy load. And so I think that in general, in 2022, we're ready to see something that's, makes us feel good, that's light, that we can laugh at, that we can laugh at ourselves at. I think we're going to see a lot more people, just finding the brighter side of life. And let's flip that perspective, that coin around. And, even in bad situations, let's see if we can find something that's good about it. I like to coach my clients on the fact that, even if we think we've failed at something, it's never a real failure. It's actually just a lesson that we needed to learn so that we can move on to that next phase of growth. And so let's look and find the lesson. If it's not obvious right now, that means that we just haven't found it yet. And while we haven't found it, we might continue to have that failure or that mistake. So, really, I love a good debrief on everything that we do in business, because that's often where we realize or become aware of what that lesson really was. So we can, move forward and we can see the real benefit in what's happened. We needed to learn that so that now we can apply that, and then we can reach the level of success that we're looking for. Okay, and that's it for my predictions for marketing in 2022. Now, if you were listening, the first one, I know I really drove the point home about specialization, but it's so important. It is, to be honest, the number one thing that we work on in my programs, Business Jam, and, even with my one-to-one clients. This is the key. We need that key to turn the locked door, so that we can open the door. And that is the thing that's often stopping most of us from moving anywhere, because there's a locked door in front of us and we haven't actually nailed that specialization so that you can get all the other things right. It's really hard to get your brand right. It's hard to get your messaging right. It's hard to get your social media right if you're not specific. So we just need to get that piece done first. Now, Business Jam is opening up in February, and that is a 6-step program where I take you through how we create that thriving business. So not just the specialization, but then how do we build premium offers that the ideal clients really want? How do we get them out there, market them, create a great sales process that really feels effortless? So that's what Business Jam is, and I invite you to get on the waitlist for it. If you can't wait to get diving into your specialization, then on my website, you're going to find a masterclass called Know Your Niche. And in Know Your Niche, there is my 3-part framework for creating your specialization where, it's not just this surface level stuff that I see so much going on out there. It's actually 3 specific parts of your niche that combine together to create a really unique specialization. I call it the what, the who, and the why you. And we need all 3 of these elements to combine together to actually get your sweet spot so that you're really crystal clear, and so are your audience, so you're attracting the right people. Now you can get Know Your Niche today over on my website by heading to jessicaosborne.com/niche. And usually this niche is part of my coaching method, and my clients pay me between $4,000 to $10,000 privately to work on exactly this, aligning their niche to their offer. Now, I created Know Your Niche as a way for more people to get this special niche training because it honestly does make such a difference. And I priced it at $197. However, today you can actually get it for just $47, and that's 75% off. I've done that because here in Australia right now, it's January. We're in summertime, and it's also a time where people aren't so busy on the client work, but we're certainly there in the backgrounds doing more of our planning and our strategy for the year ahead. So I thought, why not give people a no-brainer, no excuse? Let's get this done, because when you've got your niche clear in your mind, it makes all the difference. I've had clients, one story in particular I can think of, which just comes to mind of just how impactful this can be. They have actually made, I was trying to think, how do I say this really easily? They had a 5-year savings goal to put a deposit down on their dream house. And by going through Business Jam and just getting that niche sorted and then aligning their offering, their service offering, to be really well aligned to the niche, she has just booked a client who has made half of their entire savings goal for the dream house. One client. That's not even the rest of the success that she had last year. This person in particular, we'll call her Mary. She grew her business in 3 months. She made more than she'd made in the entire previous year. And she's been running her business for 10 years. So that's just how powerful and impactful this training can be. So head over to jessicaosborne.com/niche. Get your hands on Know Your Niche today for just $47. It is an absolute bargain because the results that this training can create for you are incredible. It has not been uncommon for my clients to see 300% increase in their revenue, their profit. I'm not just saying that, that's actual fact. And I've pasted plenty of testimonials about this on my social pages. You'll see them on the sales page as well. It does work. And, really, this is your opportunity to get in and get this done in January and enjoy that 75% off. I mean, it's a great value even at $197, which I thought was incredibly low for this training. However, $47, it's yours today. So head over, grab it now, and let me know how you get on. Like, I really love hearing feedback from my clients, from my audience and my community. Let me know how you get on with your niche. And, I'm always here. You want to bounce a question off me, see what happens. If you're still refining that and wondering, well, how should I answer this question? What does that really mean? Reach out and ask me. But trust me, this is the one thing that I know can make your result in 2022 just so much better. Out of this world, you're going to really be able to reach for the stars if you've aligned your niche. Okay, that's it from me now. Good luck with it, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye. Do you know what the number 1 challenge reported by the women joining my Facebook community, My Tribe, said that they were struggling with their marketing in 2021, and in fact, even in 2020 as well? And that was exactly how they should reach their ideal client. How do they even get in front of them in order to build their audience in the first place? That was it. And it wasn't a pick and mix. I didn't give them that answer. It was a free text question. So they could write in there anything they wanted at all. And the number of times that I saw somebody say, how to create awareness, how to get in front of my ideal client and build my audience. So many people just challenged by it. And why is that when there's such an abundance of ways that we can get in front of the ideal client? And I think it's probably that is exactly it. It's so overwhelming, isn't it? What should you do? What should you choose? What are the best ways? Whatever it is that you're doing right now might not be working. And I think it's a great time to sit back, reflect, and figure out what's the right way for you to do it. What are the ways that you're going to reach your prospective clients in 2022? So if that sounds like you, if that might have been what you wrote down in the questions on what is your biggest challenge with your marketing currently, then you're going to absolutely love the new freebie that I've just put together for you. It's called 12 Brilliant Ways to Reach Your Ideal Client. And in it, I share with you the 12, in my view, 12 top ways that you could use in your marketing plan this year to reach a bigger, broader audience in order to attract those ideal clients in to your inner circle, into your, really well-defined audience and become real leads for you. So if you'd like to get your hands on this brand new freebie, then all you need to do is go to jessicaosborne.com/12 ways. So it's 12 ways. Very easy. You can download it there, and this is a little bit of a great resource for your planning, for the planning of the new year. See what you're going to change up. What is it that you maybe haven't been doing that you could be doing? And what are those things that you've been doing and they're not very effective? And maybe you're going to drop them out of your plan this year. So please head over, grab the freebie. If you want the link, that it's in the show notes, and let's get you moving on up, having more success with your marketing in 2022.